Let's get into it, man. We live, baby. Happy Friday. Happy Friday, man. It's the end of the week, man. What you guys got going on this weekend, man? Hopefully you out here making some time for your motherfucking goals. All right. Let me get my other platform on here. Let's get TT on here too, man. Let's get TT on here too. We're gonna help some people not be big as hell, man. TT is like whale watching. It's some big back people on TT. What up? Greetings. Greetings. Top of the morning, y'all. Hope all is well. Guys, if y'all can hear me and see me, man, just type one in the chat, man. Want to make sure my audio's good. We got Black Man in the chat. Black Man says, "I'm black and I'm back." I see what you did there, man. Welcome to the chat, Black Man. We got A Avi in the building. A Avi, what up? Welcome, welcome, guys. If y'all can hear me, if y'all can see me, if my audio's good, just drop a one in the chat, man. Drop them ones, man. Drop them ones for your boy. Drop them ones. If y'all can hear me and see me, man. Jose Hernandez, what up? JC, what up? What's good? What's happening? My Peace Him, what up? My Peace Him, what up? A Avi, trying to retain muscle and strength while losing fat. The key to that, my friend, is training for progressive overload. Send a signal to your muscles that muscle is the priority to keep. And keep your protein high, man. Make sure you hit your protein goal every single day without fail. Laura, what up? You know what I'm saying? Calvin Underwood, what up? What's good? Renee, what up? Guys, let's hop into it, man. If you here for the first time, man, drop a two in the chat. If you've been to one of my lives before, drop a one in the chat. See what we got in the building today. What up? What up? What up? What up? Tiny Diney Brook. That's quite the name, man. That's quite the name. All right, Supreme is here for the first. Supreme Kai is here for the first time. What up, Supreme Kai? My Peace Him. What up? All right. So the way we do this, guys, is we do a little Q&A, and we also do a segment called "Make My Macros." If you need help learning exactly what you should be eating and what amounts to get to your fitness goals, I can help you with that today. We're gonna do make my macros. Basically, you drop in the chat your age, your height, your weight, and your goal, and then I'll give you your macros, just like A Avi just did. A Avi just dropped his stats. He knows the vibes. He knows I'm about to do his stats real quick. My mother's in the chat. Greetings, mother. I love you, girl. Can't wait to see you. All right, A Avi, 5'10", 185 pounds. You are 184 pounds, my bad. 24 years of age, A Avi. Okay, and you want to do what, A Avi? What's your goal? You say, so you looking to build muscle or lose fat? Like, let me know what your goal is, A Avi. Because 184 at 5'10", that could be anything. That could be fat loss, it could be muscle growth. Which one is it? Give me a little bit more clarity so I can help you out. TikTok, what up, man? I don't see y'all saying nothing. Type one in the chat, TikTok, if y'all can hear me over there. My shake is 77 grams of protein. You talking about shakes and shit, man. I asked you what your goal is. What are you looking to accomplish by lifting weights and drinking protein? I want to lose fat and retain muscle. All right. So here's how we do it. All right, TikTok said that they can hear me. Fisher says, how do you know when you built enough muscle to cut again? You determine that by two things, man. You look at like your body fat percentage. I would say set a limit, right? So if you're tracking your body fat percentage, let's say you start bulking at 10% body fat. I would say start your cut once you get to 15%, right? You get to 15%, that's starting to get to the point where you're getting a little too fat. Because usually when you over 15% body fat, you ain't got no muscle definition. Your abs start to disappear. You know what I mean? And really scientifically speaking, once you get over 15% body fat, your body starts to produce more estrogen. So as a man, you start looking like what? Like a bitch. You get like titties. You know what I'm saying? You start looking all flabby, right? So I would say like set like a body fat percentage limit or set a weight limit if you're not tracking body fat. Like I remember back when I used to do like longer bulks, I would be like, all right, I'm gonna bulk until I get to this weight and then I'm gonna stop and then cut, right? You know what I'm saying? That's my take. All right. So A Abby, what up? What up? Viper says, hey Unc, what up? So A Abby, we just found A Abby's BMR. His BMR is his basal metabolic rate. That's important because that's how many calories his body burns at rest, right? If that makes sense, give me a thumbs up. So for A Abby, it's 1,800 calories your body burns at rest. If you want to lose fat, all you got to do is go into a little deficit. I would say a good place to start would be just go go to 200 less than that, right? 200 less than that, aggressive deficit, right? But it for sure gives you some results, right? And as long as you hit these macros I'm about to give you, you'll be able to maintain muscle. If you guys know why I gave him 1,600 as a calorie goal for fat loss, give me a thumbs up in the chat if that makes sense, right? Because 200 calories less than your BMR is fat loss for you. So my man, A Abby is 1,600 calories is your goal. Your macro ratio, I'll plug that into my 40, 30, 30, right? And that'll give you 160 grams of protein a day, 120 grams of carbs at least, and 50 grams of fat, right? Now, A Abby, if you do that every day, right, make sure you get at least a gallon of water a day too with that. Get you about like 20 to 30 grams of fiber. You're gonna be ripped fast as hell. All right. Guys, if this is helpful and you want to learn how to do your own macros, right, know exactly what you should be eating for your goals, just go grab my free fat loss course, or drop your stats below, and I'll do yours next. My man J Dub's big guy, having lost 99 pounds, going from 399 to 300, bulking is unfathomable. Yeah, you was big as hell, bro. I'm glad you lost that weight. Joseph Morris says, "Why didn't you get your teeth fixed yet?" Uh, just haven't. I haven't. I'm not rich enough yet. I feel like, what I'm saying. Once I got straight ass teeth, after having crooked teeth my whole life, that's when y'all could be like, "Oh yeah, man, he made it." What's the macro ratio you recommend for somebody building again? For somebody looking to build muscle, 50% carbs, 30% protein, 20% fats. Right? I would say that's a good one for building muscle. Santiago says he's 30, 216, 5'1". Help a brother out. My goal is to be 170. I got you, man. Guys, if y'all want me to do your macros, do what Santiago did. Type your age, height, weight, and goal in the chat, and I got you. All right, so Santi, two 216. You said, all right, yeah, you getting up there, bro. Let me help a brother out for sure. So you say you 5'1", Santiago? Is that correct? 5'1", yeah, man. You short. You a short king. All right. So what we do to find the macros? Uh, that J Man says, just like this video with my tip. Pause. That's a wild thing to say. All right, Santiago. I just found your BMR. BMR is basal metabolic rate, right? That's how many calories Santiago's body burns at rest. It's 1,800, ironically, so it's very close to my man before. So all you gotta do is just go 200 calories less than that. That puts you in a deficit, Santiago. So 1,600, and then we plug that fat loss calorie goal number into a macronutrient ratio, and the one that's like tried, true, tested. I've done it 10 years. 40, 30, 30. 40% protein, 30% carbs, 30% fats, right? And so for you, that's 160 grams protein, 120 carb, 50%, 50 grams of fat, right? So 160 grams of protein, 120 carb, 50 grams of fat. I gotta finish my caffeine so I can wake up. Guys, if this has been helpful so far, just drop a thumbs up in the chat. Chima says, "How did you get banned?" I was talking crazy, man. I was talking too crazy, man. And you know what? I don't be like disrespecting people. I just tell it like it is. I don't think TikTok likes that level of honesty. You know what I mean? I be calling people big as hell, telling them if they don't change, they're gonna stay fat as hell. I just like I tell it like it is. And I think TikTok just didn't like it. But they let me come back, man. So shout out to TikTok for letting me come back. Bet, thank you, man. Was bigger. I've been in the calorie deficit, lost 10 pounds. Congratulations, man. JJ says, going live, keeping you big as hell. Yeah, man. I would agree with that. Big Papa says, I'm hungry. Go do something about that shit, man. Why you typing it in the chat? Bandman CS says, that's right, though. Some people need to hear the truth. I just tell the truth, man. If people don't want to hear it, they can just you know, they can just go watch something else. Nah, you not wrong. TikTok taking things personal. Yeah, but it's like, I get it, man. They want their platform to be like very clean, PC, politically correct. I get it, man. I ain't pissed. I'm just glad they let me come back. Sean Tyran from Ohio. What up? Stand up, Ohio. Hey, drop in the chat where you from, man. I would love to know who we got in the building today. Would you recommend clients compound lift based programs to build a nice foundation? Absolutely. All programs, I think, if you want a great foundation, you want to be functional, you want to look aesthetic, right? You want to get the best results, you want to lose fat fast, build muscle fast. Compound lifts are the shit. Lynn is from Sacramento. Sacramento, what up? Big Papa. But don't need to eat any food. It makes you fat. All right. All right. Well, yeah, I guess to some degree. Yeah. JC says 6'1", 325, need to get to 265. I'm 62 years old. All right, JC, I'm about to do your macros. I got you. Hold up. Hold up, JC. So what we're gonna do for JC first, guys, if this has been helpful so far, just give me a thumbs up in the chat, by the way. I just want to make sure this has been helpful. All right. So you 62. You 325, you what we would call big as hell. Okay, I got to be real with you. JC, you big as hell. Any man over 250 pounds is big as hell. Any woman over 200 pounds is big as hell. Okay, so I feel like it's my duty to help you with this problem. Okay, so 6'1", 325, 62 years old. Your BMR is 2,300. Now, why do we need the BMR first? The BMR is the basal metabolic rate. That's how many calories that JC's body burns at rest. Okay? If that makes sense, just, you know what I'm saying, just drop a thumbs up in the chat, right? Because I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep serving y'all knowledge today. So JC, all you gotta do to lose that big ass stomach is create a calorie deficit from your BMR. I would advise, since you're 300 pounds, you can get aggressive, right? You can come down to like 1,900 calories. That's like around 400 calorie deficit for you. And basically there, we will plug you into a macro ratio, right? So 1,900 calories is your fat loss number. Write that down, JC. If you guys know why I picked 1,900 for him, based off what I've been talking about, again, thumbs up in the chat for your boy, right? This is all making sense. So then, JC, now that you're here, you got 1,900 calories as your calorie deficit number, your fat loss number. You just plug that into a macro ratio, right? The macro ratio that we're going to use is 40, 30, 30. So 40% protein, 30% carbs, fats, right? Hell yeah, says thumbs up. Okay, JC says 1,900, copy that for sure, for sure. So 190 grams of protein, JC, with 140 carbs and 60 grams of fat every day. You do that every day, You're gonna lose all kinds of fat. Now, if that was, helpful perspective content, you want more, right? Just go grab my free fat loss course, okay? You guys can get the link over there in TikTok in my bio. You guys over here in YouTube land, y'all got the link right there in front of you. My piece him says, thank you so much for everything you're doing. Big as hell people like me. I love and hate you, but very grateful. You're helping me change my life, man. So happy to hear that. If anything that I've ever shared have helped you, just tap that like button on the live, man, so that they send this to the masses, so we get some more people in there, help change their lives too. All right. You're the goods, JC. Hey, no problem, man. I'm happy I can help. Xavier Jackson, what up, Xavier? Do you ever cheat or never? Cheat on my girl? No. I will dump her before I do that. You talking about cheat on my diet? Yeah, I think cheating on your diet. I think cheat days is cool, man. I like to structure the cheat days in a refeed day format. A refeed day, if you've never heard of that, it's kind of different than like a full-on cheat day. You have a targeted amount of calories over your fat loss number that you want to get. So you add like extra foods intentionally for the purposes of refeeding your metabolism, right? Resetting your ghrelin and your leptin levels, like kind of keeping that testosterone high, things like that. If that made sense, right? Give me a thumbs up. I talk about that inside the free fat loss course. So if you want to learn more, go get some more information in there. User says, good morning. Good morning. Right. I'm a female, 55 years old, 4'11, 105, 30% body fat. Damn. You 30% body fat at like 105 pounds? Is that the correct number? 105 pounds? Like, please let me know before I give you these macros, because you are a special case. I want you to know you're short, and if this is true, you're really skinny fat, right? So verify for me that you meant to type 105 and not a different number. Uh, Xavier says, could you do my macros? I'm a male, 6 foot, 267. So to do macros for you guys, I need age, height, weight, and goal. I can't just use height and weight. I need all those stats. ADL Yanez says 5'11, 264, was 278. Yeah, you big as hell, man, ADL. 36 years of age. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Let's do his macros, man. ADL, you a guy for real, right? You got to be a guy with those stats. 260, 264, 36, and then ADL, you said you 5'11. All right. So ADL, here's the thing. Haters in the chat, get them blocked. Nah, man. You know what I'm saying? I fuck with haters too, man. Hate is the new love, man. You know what I'm saying? They can hate all they want, man. I don't give a fuck, man. I fuck with me. Right? All right, so ADL, your BMR is 2150. So for you guys that have never done like figuring out your macros before, BMR stands for basal metabolic rate. That's how many calories your body burns at rest, right? Without you doing nothing. So what we're gonna do to put you in the fat loss zone, ADL, we're just gonna subtract from that, right? You big as hell, you over 250 pounds, right? We're gonna help you out with that. So we're gonna put you in a 200 calorie deficit under that. That's gonna plug you in right around 1900. Ironically, like my last participant. And then we plug that 1900 calories into a macro ratio. The golden ratio for fat loss is 40, 30, 30, right? So 40% protein, 30% carbs, fats. Now, you may be wondering, why is the carbs and fats the same? Percentage wise, well, it's because I don't have a lot of information about ADL. If I had more information, and this is how you assess it for yourself, if you're looking at like your A1C levels and your A1C is high, you lower the carbs, increase the fats. If you're looking at like your lipids, right, your cholesterol is high, you decrease the fats, maybe give yourself a little more carb, depending on like where the A1C is and a proportion of that. Same thing with your hormones, your cortisol, your testosterone. You kind of drag and drop the carbs and fats accordingly. Also, lifestyle plays a factor. If that was helpful and that made sense, give me a thumbs up. Just giving y'all little nuggets and takeaways to keep you going about your day. Help y'all be great. So ADL, these are your macros: 190 grams of protein, 140 grams of carbs, 60 grams of fat, baby. So you do that every day, ADL. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get lean as hell. Guys, if this is helpful and you want more help just like this, just go grab my free fat loss course. Band Man says, bro, is you drinking the Pepsi? No, this is my black juice. Right? It's my black juice. This is what I drink to get ready for the gym. If you want to know what's inside the black juice, just type black juice in the chat. I'll let y'all know what's in the black juice. You know. ADL says, thanks, neighbor. Hey, man, you know the vibes, man. South Florida in the building. What up? Pit Bull Mommy. Okay, the Pit Bull Mommy is 4'6", 105, 5. Whoa, wait. You a female and you 105 pounds at 5'6". Yeah, your Pit Bull Mommy, you gotta put on some muscle. You skinny as hell. I'm about to help you out. You out here with that skinny body. Pit Bull Mommy, get your pen and pad ready. So this would be fun because I don't do a lot of muscle growth people because some of you guys just, y'all gotta lose that big ass belly first. But look, so Pit Bull Mommy, we're gonna find your BMR, right? Same process. So you 105 pounds, you are 46 and you 5'6". So your BMR is 1,200 calories. Your body burns that by itself, right? So how the fuck you gonna put some mass on that little skinny body, right? You add calories to the BMR. So if it's at 1,200, if we want to build muscle quick, I would say somewhere in the range of 300 to 500 calories over your BMR. I'm gonna just throw you at 400, man. Let's get aggressive. Let's put some mass on that ass, right? Let's grow them glutes, right? Let's grow them legs. Let's get you muscular, get you tight and toned. You know what I'm saying? Pit Bull Mommy. So look, 400 on top of 1,200 is 1,600. All right, basic math. Then we're gonna plug you into a macro ratio. Really up in the carbs, 50% carbs, 30% protein, 20% fats, right? That's a good bulking ratio. Why is that a good bulking ratio, you ask? Carbs fuel your training and they actually help with recovery too. Because when you spike insulin, your body pushes not just glucose into the muscles and cells, but also amino acids, push the protein in there for better recovery. If you learning something from all these tips I'm giving y'all, just give me a thumbs up in the chat. All right, Pit Bull Mommy, write this down. 200 grams of carbs is your goal. 120 grams of protein a day, right? And then you do 35 grams of fat. Pit Bull Mommy, if you do that, shorty, you're going to be, come on, man. You're going to start to put on at least, I think you could put on a good 3 to 5 pounds of muscle. You know what I'm saying? By maybe Thanksgiving, depending on how hard you go in the gym. This is helping you guys out. And y'all want some more info? Just go grab my free fat loss course, man. All right. We got Glizzy Gobbler. That's a wild name. Whoa. What's wild is my biggest was 360. You was big as hell, man. I'm glad you changed that. Andrew Stoff. I'm confused. Every chart says I should be 190 to 200 pounds at 6'1". What should my weight be? Current weight, 238. There's no specific weight, I think, for people. Those charts are like antiquated. It's old ass information. And it's not really relevant to individuals, especially those who have a lot of muscle, right? My chart says that I'm overweight. I'm obese, according to the chart. but I also have a lot of muscle mass. So fuck them charts, man. Start looking at body fat percentage, right? You'll start to get more clarity as to what's too heavy, right? What's overweight, what's like very, high in terms of health issues versus what's very like good for you aesthetically and health wise. So I would say, for men, you want to be lower than at least lower than 20% body fat to be healthy. To be aesthetically pleasing, below 15% body fat. As a woman, the chart is higher because women, carry more fat naturally because they have to. A good percentage for women to be healthy is like you get somewhere around like 25% or lower, like you pretty healthy. If you at like 20% body fat as a woman, like you pretty fucking lean. Those are like the body fat percentages of the women y'all see like this like doing modeling or like they out here competing, right? They're like 20% or below. But like, yeah, like that's like a top tier, sort of body fat percentage for the ladies. If that was helpful and informational, man, just give me a thumbs up in the chat, man. Nishant Mavi says, bro, tell me, where are you from? I'm from a place called Detroit, Michigan. I took my talents to South Beach though, man. I live in South Florida now. Daniel says, pull your zip hoodie on inside out, then zip it up. Nah, I'm good, bro. I appreciate the suggestion, man. But fuck what you talking about. I'm gonna wear my clothes how I want. Xavier Jackson. I'm 6 foot, 267, 36% BMI. Okay, so let me establish this real quick. This is a good follow-up question to Andrew's question. Xavier said he's 36% BMI. 36% BMI doesn't exist. Okay? 36% body fat percentage exists, but BMI is a completely different chart than body fat percentage. Those are two different things, right? So BMI is body mass index. So that's a chart that was designed by some science motherfuckers like several decades ago to basically say that if you are a certain age and a certain height, you should be a certain weight. Okay? If that makes sense, give me a thumbs up. Because body fat percentage is something completely separate. Body fat percentage is based off composition of how your weight is actually distributed. So fat percentage basically is like you weigh this much, right? Of all your weight, this percent of it's body fat and this percent of it's muscle. So when you have 34%, like that could be a body fat rating that you think is a BMI, but it's not the same thing, right? Or you could be using BMI and think that it's a body fat percentage, but it's not, right? If that makes sense, right? Just drop that thumbs up for your boy. Cause I think people got that shit confused. They think it's the same thing and it's not. Glizzy Gobbler. Man, that's a wild name. Let Fat Ozzy says, I want to speak English like you. Pull up, man. Come to America. You'll learn it, or take a language course. High protein, low calorie breakfast that isn't just eggs and yogurt. You can eat chicken, all right? Chicken and vegetables. You can eat steak and vegetables. I'm probably gonna break my fast with steak and salmon today, with like a baked potato or like sweet potato. You're overthinking it, man. Like breakfast is not just certain foods, man. You can eat anything for breakfast, right? I never really eat breakfast foods nowadays. I usually eat like steak and salmon and like a veggie or carb source. So yeah, man, you can eat fucking chicken and veggies, and that's a high protein breakfast. I'm from Afghanistan. What up, Afghanistan? Zoo Trays. Corey, how you doing? I'm stupendous. Thanks for asking. Unc, if we identify as women, can we stop being obese on the BMI scale? Pause. Daniel Garcia says, please. Okay. Derek Lane says, what do you think about eggs? I think eggs are fantastic. I think everybody should be eating eggs. Complete protein. They got some healthy cholesterols in it, some healthy fats. It's great. How old are you? I am 34. I just turned 34 last week. I just looked at my weight stats. I was 37%, and now I'm 30% in 6 months on my loss. Let's clap it up for Andrew, man. Andrew was out here. You was big as hell, man. 37% body fat. That's pretty. Hey, I'm glad you got that shit up off of you. So now I say the next goal is to get into the low 20s, man. Because once you get below 20%, like you're healthy. You know, once you get below 15, now you sexy, right? You out here looking like somebody's goal. Somebody look like, yo, look at Andrew. What do you think about fasting? Says AK. I think fasting is great. I'm fasting right now. Right? I think intermittent fasting is one of the best things you can do for your body. Uh Corey, would you ever take gear like TRT or HRT in the future? Yeah, if I had a reading and I found out my testosterone was low, I would take HRT. I would take you know what I'm saying, testosterone replacement therapy, because at that point I'm just looking to get my body to produce the testosterone it's not. I think people with low testosterone should look at, you know, alternative options to get their levels back up, because testosterone's it's key in a lot of different functions, you know, not just muscle growth and fat loss, but you know, everything from like organ function, how your brain functions, right? Your confidence, your drive, your discipline, your willingness to want to get out of bed in the morning and do shit. A lot of that's just tied to testosterone. I was talking to one of my clients last night who's on TRT. Man, he said like before he got on it, man, he didn't even want to get out of the bed in the morning. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes it just helps you get your sense of like purpose and quality of life back, libido, drive, all that shit. I saw Demon Slayer Infinity Castle yesterday, says Jenna. Scale of 1 to 10, how good was Infinity Castle? I haven't watched it yet. I just got caught up on the anime like 2 days ago. Uh, Xavier Jackson, I'm 23 and need TRT. Okay. Well, shit, you gonna do something about it, man? You want to talk to your doctor about it? What you gonna do? Sha X2, need help, please. What you need help with? And Jenna says it was an infinity out of 10. I see what you did there. I see what you did there. Oh yeah, I was supposed to tell y'all what's in the black juice. So the black juice is a combination of L-citrulline, beta-alanine, caffeine, and creatine. All right, Zeta. What up, Zeta? Zeta says she's a 52-year-old female, 157 pounds. Okay, okay. And 5'6". Goal is 135. All right, so you gotta lose a little over 20 pounds. So here's the thing. Your BMR is 1350, Zeta. So what that means is your body burns 1,350 calories on its own. So what we're gonna do to put you in fat loss, just subtract 200 calories from that. That'll put you at 1150, right, as your goal. So at 1150, basically what we would look at doing is plugging that into a macro ratio. That would put you at, hold up, 115 grams of protein a day. You do that at 90 grams of carbs, 40 grams of fat a day, Zeta. You do that every day, you're gonna lose all kinds of fat. Just make sure you at least get a gallon, uh, you know what I'm saying, of water a day. Jenna says, dang, 1150. Yeah, she's small. She not that big. If she was big as hell, she'd have more calories she'd have to eat, but she not big as hell. That's how you know it's different strokes for different folks. Um, Guys, if this has been helpful and you want more, just go ahead and grab my free fat loss course. Lazy Boy says, hey, bro, need help lose weight as a trucker. What would help me? Some simple. AM at 360, I'm 6'1". The simplest thing is the thing I'm expressing to people right now. Just burn more calories than you consume, man. Just build a calorie deficit, right? If you want me to tell you what your calories and macros should be, I can tell you. I just need your age, height, weight, and your goal, and I can do it right now. But that's all it is. You figure out how many calories you need to consume a day to be in a deficit, right? You build a plan to do that every day, and then you just practice it, right? And so once you start, obviously, like hitting out those numbers and tracking it, you'll see how much weight you lose, and then you'll determine if you need to build a bigger deficit or if you need to add more activity and exercise on top of what you're doing or not doing at all. So for you, you 34, right? You 360, you what we would call big as hell, right? Any man over 250 pounds is big as hell. Right? Yeah, so we definitely got to help you. And your BMR, man, is 2600. So that's the good news. Your body burns 2600 calories on its own. So being that you over 300 pounds, right, we can get aggressive with your deficit, put you right at like 2100. I think that's a good place for you, right? And your calorie goal will be 2100 calories. Write that down, lazy boy. Don't be a lazy boy. Write that shit down. And then your protein would be 210 grams, carbs 160 grams, and then fats 70 grams. You do that every day, man. At least get you a gallon and a half of water, lazy boy. You're gonna lose all kinds of fat. Guys, if this has been helpful so far, man, just drop a thumbs up in the chat. What are your thoughts on Celsius drinks? I think they're fine. They're okay. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. No problem. Joval Bradley, 200 pounds, 45'8". Believe I need to drop 40. I got you, bro. Hang tight. So Joval Bradley, you are 40. Okay. 5'8". And you are 200. All right. So at 200, your BMR, so that's what we find first, BMR. BMR is basal metabolic rate. 1800 calories is what your body burns at rest. So if we just subtract from that a simple 200, that puts you at 1600 calories as the goal. And then we would put you at 160 grams of protein a day, Joval, 120 grams of carbs, 50 grams of fat. You do that every day, Joval, you know what I'm saying, you're going to lose all kinds of fat, man. Anthony Steen, have you heard of the Hodge twins? Yeah, I used to watch the Hodge twins a lot back in the day, back when they used to make fitness content. Nowadays, I don't really watch a lot of their shit because they talk about a lot of political shit, and I don't really care about that a lot. Joval, thank you, no problem. Goblin King, 42.62. On my journey from 399, currently 300. You was big as hell, man. Congratulations on losing your first 100. Let's clap it up for the Goblin King. Right? Goblin King, man. All right, you still big as hell, though. You still got some work to do. Let's help you out. All right, 6'2". You are 42. Man, I'm so glad you decided to make this change, brother. 2300. 2300 is your macro. Well, 2300 is your BMR. So your body burns 2300 calories on its own. And if you subtract I say we can subtract like 300 calories from that because you're pretty big. You got plenty of energy on your body right now. Goblin King, that'll put you at 2,000 calories as a goal. We can do that at 200 grams of protein a day, 150 grams of carbs, 70 grams of total fat. You do that every day, Goblin King. Ha ha! You're going to lose all kinds of fat, bro. At least get a gallon and a half of water in a day. Get you like 30 grams of fiber. That was helpful. You know what I'm saying? You want some more help? Just go grab my free fat loss course. You guys on TikTok, y'all got access to it too. It's in the link in my bio if you need some more help with this. Guys, I have finished my black juice, which means I gotta go. I gotta get my ass in the gym. If this has been helpful and you want me to go live again this weekend, type live in the chat. All right, I want to see who else wants me to go live. Uh, H Great X9 says, I love your content. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. You guys that I did not get to, your macros, if you still need help with that, just grab my free fat loss course. The link to do so is located on all my socials. My free fat loss course is right there for y'all on YouTube. You guys on TikTok, y'all can get it in the bio. And yeah, I see a bunch of lives coming through. You know what I'm saying? So I will see you guys later when I go live. All right? Peace.